Wait. Jason Whitlock crying with John the Liquidator, begging people to forgive Caitlin Clark. More after these messages.
Chicago. Welcome to my city. See the bright light, skyscrapers looking pretty. Perfect skyline, postcard from a city, and we still on the rise. More construction keeping busy. Always been down on the blue and the windy. Can't forget the Bulls, red and black run the city. Chicago, fire in the sky.
Well. Jason Whitlock begs for forgiveness for Caitlin Clark's abysmal 19% average at the three-point line. Him and John the Liquidator and others, we won't say the little bastard's name, but we not gonna, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Him and his little, minions are talking about Caitlin Clark's thrill. It's absolutely gone. And the decline of numbers and the decline of people showing up in the Indiana Stadium. Well, Jason, Portland has no problem. Toronto has no problem. How about the Valkyries? They haven't had any problems. No decline. What about the Minnesota game? No problems. Let's see. Dallas had no problems. No decline. See, they draw the narrative. Draw the narrative. Of course, we all know that Caitlin Clark is not that girl. But they always, you know what I'm saying, wanted her to be that in their cheerleading type of format of them pushing with the machine that Caitlin Clark is the best female basketball player of all time. Well, chat, you got to let people understand sometimes that it is up. The jig has to stop. The jig is over with. We done seen enough of holes and big bottomless pits of shooting that they chose wrong. They went with the wrong horse. They went to some type of young lady that is an introvert that has no really interest of actually moving past stepping on a basketball court and shooting the ball from the logo. Other than that, no personality, no shows, no nothing. But on the other side, Angel Reese is well known and popular, and they can't stand it. They can't stand that they were on the wrong part of history, and all Angel Reese had to do was just keep on achieving, knock the flag down in all of the highways and byways. So all she had to do was go up. And as she started to ascend listen, like a phoenix, and say, hey, it's really me that everybody look at. It's really me that everybody put the eyes on. From that day that LSU beat the Iowa Hawkeyes, thanks to Angel Reese, she became the bad guy because she repeated a wiper from the face, a ring finger of who won. From that time on, you have been seeing the villain and the beauty, the hero, the villain and the hero, queen of nepotism. Nepotism is all in the format of uplifting their great white hope. Well, I gotta continue to say that Caitlin Clark is the one horse pony show that we all thought that she was. She has not taken time to improve her game, but more after these messages. Yeah.
Soldier that the streets talk about. If it ain't making money, ain't nothing to talk about.
So we all got to see Caitlin Clark and her fan base start to go infighting with each other, disagreeing about this, that she needs to leave, she needs to stay. And then also, if it poured out into the Indiana Fever base, the original Indiana Fever fans, the ones who saw Kelsey Mitchell get drafted, the ones who saw Aaliyah Boston get drafted, the ones who saw, Erica Wheeler play during her glory time. They got to see the team as it was building itself up back to the prevalence when Sylvia Fowles was there. Tamika Catchings was there. And it's like, a thing of what they want us to believe, that Caitlin Clark has lost and has been broken all of the mojo that she had. Well, I say, I beg to differ. And I'm going to let y'all know why. But here's what Jason Whitlock had to say.
To midnight, I believe, or close to midnight, or it was midnight before I went to sleep. But I stayed up watching Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. They knock off the Los Angeles Sparks on the road, somewhat 89 to 78, 87 to 78. Caitlin Clark has 24 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, but there was no thrill. The thrill is gone. Anybody that says otherwise.
This is Grammarly's AI writing app. Your writing from start to finish.
And I know we're only 2 games into the season. And I know many of you think, oh, well, if she knocks down a couple of more 3-pointers, the thrill will be back. I'm not so sure. Caitlin Clark was 1 of 7 from 3-point range. I think she may have missed her first 6 3-point shots or first 5. I can't remember. But the thrill is gone. The 6 turnovers last night. 1 of 7 from 3-point range. Here's the big deal, though, and because I'm not blaming Caitlin Clark for the absence of the thrill. They have.
Y'all hear this, right? He's not blaming Caitlin Clark. Well, who are we talking about, Jason? This is about Caitlin Clark. Either she got it or she don't. But here's more.
Completely remade Caitlin Clark, and they've completely remade the WNBA. And Stephanie White has developed an offensive game plan that eliminates or diminishes the thrill of Caitlin Clark. When you take the pick and roll offense, the pick and roll between Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, probably the most effective play in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark in pick and roll action with Aaliyah Boston. And Stephanie White has taken that off the table for them. Well, now you're reducing Caitlin Clark's assist totals probably by 2 or 3 per game. And so a woman that used to put up 20 some odd points and routinely get 10, 11, 12 assists, double doubles, for several triple doubles. Now all of that is less likely to happen because Stephanie White has somehow decided, well, you know, teams are prepared. They know we're going to run pick and roll with Caitlin Clark.
So here he is pointing the finger. But I just want y'all to hear something of what Jonathan, the liquidator, had to say about Caitlin Clark. And this is why Caitlin Clark, people that's not feeling her, gets worse because of the mindset, the mentality to push her up and disrespect Breanna Stewart of all people. Dana Taurasi of all people. The Sue Birds of the world of all people. Elena Deladon of all people. This is what John, the liquidator, had to say.
African American following her, there's no way she is going to lose this hype. Now, granted, is Stephanie White doing things to maybe sabotage her from shooting these logo threes? Yes, we seen it all last night. Is the WNBA putting different systems in place to possibly protect her? Yes, we seen it all last night. But do I believe that white America will stop supporting Caitlin Clark? No, I do not. Caitlin Clark could not dribble a basketball today and retire, and her name will be etched in concrete as one of the greatest Caucasian athletes to ever walk this earth.
So Tom Brady is nobody. So who is Tom Brady? So his 7 championships means nothing, Jonathan? So Tom Brady is nobody. I guess you're the one who sets the scale with your intelligence that the GOAT of football doesn't matter. You said it. I didn't say it. You said it. Tom Brady is nobody. But we have to go and, you know, by the main rule of the jig is up. The culture has caught up with you. And you thought that you can push and shove her down our throats. And Caitlin Clark is all about saying, why? It wasn't me. I don't know the big deal. So guess what? I will say this. At the end of the day, Caitlin Clark has to get better. At the end of the day, do I think Caitlin Clark is a good player? Yes, I do believe that Caitlin Clark is a good player. Is she the best player? That'll be Asia Wilson. Is she the best white player? That'll be Breanna Stewart. Arguably, Elena Deladon. Arguably, Dana Taurasi. Arguably, Sue Bird. Arguably. But I will say in the nonsense that they have put out here, Angel Reese has nothing to do with the tobacco that is going on right now in Clarkyville. So turn on your notifications every time I drop a hot banger. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Please, 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 y'all do me a favor. Join this channel, push the channel, and guess what? Keep the main thing in the comments. Because I thank you for what you've done. I thank you for what you do. My name is the Gingerbread Man, an extension of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man, K-Sap. Hey, Shout out to KSAP. Shout out to the Full Court Trio. Shout out to the Players Club and all my partners abroad. Listen, y'all, I got to say this, and I'm always tell you, I leave as I came with another bang. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for coming supporting the baddest podcast. That's right. The hottest podcast on the planet. Yeah, I'm grinding hard.